Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hump Day at What You Need to Know. And we could take that out. We don't need a strobe light. We don't need a strobe light.
Are you sure?
I'm really positive. We'll save that. We'll save that for sunglasses and soul. Okay.
Is that more of a rule or a
Oh,
guideline?
I like that. Sunglasses and soul.
That's the Thursday night show that Stephen Hill holds court on. Hello, Myra J. Hello, Stephen Hill.
Hello,
Chapman.
hello. I'm not doing my
Bang, bang,
homework.
bang, 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 bang.
As you noted before we got started, you are at Recount Central, Myra
Yes,
J.
yes. I'm in Georgia, Recount Central, where we're going to recount all the votes by hand this time so they can lose twice. I don't know why I don't know why the heck they think they took them all this time to do it by machine, but now they're going to get all of it done by hand by next Friday. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. A
You
week from
still
Friday.
lost.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
They still lost. So
And the Senate candidates are pretty PO'd at the Secretary of State there.
you know what? We got Republicans fighting Republicans. What is the World Cup? I know. It's like clutch the pearls.
Right.
I called it WPF, white people fighting. I love it.
Hilarious.
I think you found a new business, Myra.
Mhm.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's going on in the state of NYC?
Yeah, we're boring. We vote for Biden, packed up our gear, and went home. You know, we had
You know,
ain't no
you know,
recount, ain't no recount, ain't no question. Secretary of State is back smoking a cigar. Like that's on y'all, player.
you don't have
You know,
time for this malarkey.
none of this malarkey.
Malarkey.
No.
If that isn't an old white man
Okay.
word and use of language, malarkey.
Malarkey. It's a bunch of malarkey.
That
That's what's
is
going on
that's
here.
Biden's favorite word.
That's right. That's right. And it would be apropos, except as we call it, that's just a whole bunch of ish going on that they got
Okay.
going on there. So Saturday, I've been asking people as they've been on where you were on Saturday. Stephen Hill, you were on social media in just down the road a piece from the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and Black Lives Matter Plaza, and you were out and about blasting for all the world to hear your theme song.
I was.
And
I was.
can you give us some other observations that you had from that day
I was
in
in DC.
Washington?
I was going to DC to visit my mom and do some administrative stuff. It happened to be on that Saturday. I had no idea, and I'm literally standing in the line at the DMV when it's announced. And so the DMV is maybe a mile and a half away from the White House, and so literally I'm like, I'm going to the White House. It's 75 degrees.
It's a beautiful,
A
unusual
beautiful,
day.
beautiful
Yeah.
day. So I took my 30-year-old convertible car. It really is a 30-year-old convertible car, and just to be going past there, hearing the honking, all of the energy like around the house was crazy. And so there's a part of the ellipse where you can get kind of close to the far barrier of the White House. And so for about 15 minutes, they allowed us there, and then the Secret Service very, very kindly was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to move you all back." I don't think he's really that good of a loser, so we're gonna keep you out of his sight. But it was fun to be at the White House and take videos of him at the White House and dap up people. Just that kind of energy. That kind of energy when everybody wants the same thing. The
Yeah.
out of instant community
Yes.
was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So did a roar erupt at the DMV, or was it only after you got out onto the streets?
So it's a funny thing at the DMV because there's only appointments now. Uh,
Oh, right.
there
Yeah.
was like 5 people there. It was like
Oh, that's I forgot about that.
for
Yeah.
those who
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
problems with. I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn, but those who have problems with the DMV, y'all should hope for COVID all the time. COVID is the great DMV equalizer. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I had barely finished my forms out by the time I was like C403. I'm like, dang,
Bingo.
what the heck?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's right.
yeah, no, so
Yeah.
there was no cheer at the DMV, but really, as soon as I walked outside the DMV, you could hear the horns honking from around. You could hear people cheering from blocks over. It really
Yeah.
was an astonishing. I don't remember being that energized when Obama won.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's really well after what this last 4 years has done for a lot of people. I guess you could see that, you could feel that, because even under George W. Bush, it wasn't as bad
Yes.
for most
Yeah.
people. It's what, yeah, 8 years of George W. Not as bad. Myra, what about you on Saturday in Atlanta? Did you go out among them?
I didn't go out amongst the people, but what I had said I was going to do, I was going to make noise, and I took an old pot and a metal spoon and went out on my balcony and clanged and yelled. And you know, my deck, I'm up against the woods, and
Hmm.
there's an apartment on the other side of the woods. And as I'm clanging, I heard a right on.
Oh, that's great. That is great.
Love it. Love it.
Very nice. Very nice. In Dallas Fort Worth, not much in terms of celebration. So, but I was so glad to see all of the cities around, not only around the country, around the world that celebrated this. People in in France and in England, and I think I saw something in Spain as well. But a lot of people said, and they compared it to celebrations that have taken place in other countries when a dictatorship has been taken down. And they said that was that kind of celebration in the United States.
Yeah, here in Atlanta, up at Piedmont and Peachtree, the police said, you know what, just let them have it. People were dancing in the street, and I don't know where people find the wobble, where they find the music. They were they were doing the wobble in the street. I mean, all races, all colors. It was like, come on, baby, we gonna teach you. Everybody was wobbling. You go to Piedmont Park, people were partying in the park. It was really, really just like you said. It was just a big celebration into the night.
Yeah, and Stephen Hill, for the first time, I saw actual what looked like the old days at Times Square.
Yeah, no, by New York, because I got back to New York later that night, and New York was still on fire that night. New York was
Mm.
still what was still celebrating. But you got to remember, we also have to remember, all of us live within 50 miles of a community that was having the exact opposite feeling.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
We
yeah.
50 miles.
all of us live at least. I'm being generous with the mileage.
Next door. Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
need to check on her sister, okay?
So when you came out clanging,
Oh yeah, there was no joy. There was no joy next door. No joy.
Yeah. So it's all, and a lot of how we move forward is going to be how we deal with these people who I like the way Biden's put it before, who are opponents but not our enemies, right? And it's we can't treat people who vociferously supported Trump the same way that they treated us, right?
Yeah.
We've got to treat them differently going forward. We can't, none of that I told you. So we got to move forward. We got to show that we are in a kind of, I don't want to say more grown up. We can't look unless we're going to keep going back. Let's keep going back at each other and keep Putin. In my mind all the time is like, is Putin winning? And when we're going back and forth and he doesn't turn it over and we keep going at each other, I'm like, Putin's winning. Don't want Putin to win.
you think that 24 hours a day? Because there's sometimes where I'm thinking you're doing something that's probably not in your head.
I don't think it's 24 hours a day. No.
Okay.
No. And
Okay.
I admit when I was on the, because somebody challenged me about what I did at the White House, saying like, I'm glad you're moving out. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going at the people who supported Trump. I'm going at Trump. I got no problem doing that. Going at Trump, but people who supported him, there's no reason to gloat. There's no reason to now it's our term. It's like we still got to get back to these 4 years have killed decency.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's just
Yeah.
killed decency, and so it's going to be incumbent upon us to bring that back, and it's going to be difficult because when the other side was in power, they weren't the kindest. We've got to be kinder.
Yeah. Yeah,
Except
we
for Trump.
do. Be kind is going to be the watchword for a lot of this, and I think Joe Biden is leading by example. I'm not sure how much in alignment people are going to be with you, Stephen Hill, because there's been so much hurt. There's been I mean, even in terms of the physical abuse that folks have taken, as well as the mental, verbal abuse. I'm hoping that people will reach, as you said, will reach that level of cooperative spirit. As opposed, but it doesn't look like it's happening, and even amongst our leaders, amongst the leaders, especially those in the Republican Party, starting with Mitch McConnell, members of the Trump administration, the cabinet, not admitting that and just pushing forth the effort that this transition is going to be smooth for a second Trump administration. That's the word. Those were the words of Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State.
What I find so interesting, trust me, I understand peace and love and kindness and, kumbaya, can't we all get along? But I just find it so interesting that they're spinning it like, well, no, the Republicans really know that they lost. It's kind of like, this is a little kid having a tantrum, and we're just going to let him wear himself out. And then when he falls asleep, then we're going to say, okay, we're with it now. And I'm thinking, you're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to be a leader. This is not how you lead. So don't come to me after you done talk trash in my face for 23 hours. And then in that last moment say, we are in this together. Because I'm going to say, step back and follow my lead. Because you are not my leader.
Yeah, I guess I always think it's to what end. Like, yes, they're doing that now, but I don't really care. Like, all this stuff is going on now. I'm doing for entertainment, because on January 20th, Joe Biden will be president.
Oh, absolutely.
It sucks that the transition is going to be difficult. It sucks that the team is going to he's not a leader. He's never been a leader, so we shouldn't expect him to be a leader in the last 70 days of his presidency, right? It's not something we should expect. So I try to get not to get tied up into like what's going on right now, but like it's not what it is. It's what it's going to be. And on January 20th, Biden will be president by some way or another, right? Right? And I don't want to know what P17. What was the thing that Joe on Scandal? What was that? What was that secret organization that
it was
Brother from the Planet did?
It was
something.
B917.
Yes. People will know, but it was B something. And I can't. Joe Morton.
Yes. Great actor
from another planet.
That's all
I know.
Papa Pope, as we like to call him.
Pope. There's that organization exists, and that organization is right there going like, all right, let's see. We grab his right ankle, we put our hand over his mouth, we drag him out, try not to stain the furniture with fake tanning lotion on the way out and get him out. Trump's going to be gone. He's going to be gone. He's just showing how much he's.
But no. I have no doubt he will not be there January 20th. That's not my concern. I'm talking about the Republicans who have been voted in by the people to lead, who are sitting there silent when they know that this man is wrong. That is not their job. They are not doing the job that they were voted in to do. So I am thoroughly pissed with them. Thoroughly.
Four Republicans have called or reached out to Joe Biden to congratulate him. 4 Senate Republicans. 4.
That's because,
right?
Okay, so I wonder. I don't know if I don't forget. I don't know what the status of those Republicans are, but in 2 or 4 years are they going to depend on Trump for support? Because my guess would be no. Right? What's happening now is every Republican is worried about the Trump effect because Trump holds a grudge like
nobody's business.
Like nobody's business, right? He holds a grudge.
He grabs it like it's a hoo-ha.
He remembers the
He grabs it like a grudge.
Just grab by the grudge. Grab by the grudge.
Grab by the grudge. That's right.
Right. So every one of these people are worried about like, oh, in 2 years I'm up for re-election. Can Trump damage me? In 2024, when Trump runs again for president, can this damage me? So
I don't understand why they scared of him.
Because he has that much effect.
70 million reasons.
Yes.
But it's 75 million against him.
But when it comes to Republican versus Republican in these Republican states, if there's a Republican who Trump likes and one Trump doesn't like, Trump has influence with votes. Look, I hate that it's happening. I understand why, though. These people are looking out for what's going to happen in their next election.
And they are, and that next election is going to happen in less than 2 years. And so there's a lot of concern where the whole House will be up for election and another third of the U.S. Senate, and seeing how things go and how the people have shifted in this. I mean, he got more votes this time than he got the last time, even though it wasn't a losing effort. Mm-hmm. And I agree with you, Myra, that, but the other thing that I want people to be very mindful of are the policy shifts that are taking place behind the scenes. Like the head of the Pentagon, the Department of Defense guy that he fired, who resigned last week, and put in other people who are now going to be implementing some really evil policies and putting things in place to make it even more difficult to get him out or to destroy things before he does leave. And I think we have to be very, very mindful and watchful of that. And before we move on, Michelle Lynn Small, I believe, said it's B613, and I think that's
B613.
Yes.
And Keith,
Thank you.
Keith was wondering where we got 75 million. Right now, the vote, if I'm not mistaken, it's 70, somewhere over 75 to somewhere over 71. Or 76, I'm sorry. It's 76.
76, yeah. So it's still about 5 million votes that he has.
Yeah, right. He's ahead.
So Biden is ahead, 76 point something, over 71 point something, which is, we're getting close to 7. Now it's about a 8% slip. Eight. I can't do the math. I think it's 7% slip.
You are a math major. Of course you can do the big boy math. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And you know you are. You're just being modest right now because your Rain Man counting has just gone into play.
It's roughly 70%.
So on the What You Need to Know newsletter, we did have a conversation, our first story, about the Attorney General, who is not our Attorney General. He is Donald Trump's Attorney General, let's be clear.
Attorney,
right. And that is William Barr. And he has opened the door for agents or for members of lawyers, other members of the Department of Justice to go straight to him if they find that there are claims or to investigate claims of voter fraud. The man who was in charge of the Justice Department's election crimes branch, his name is Richard Pilger. He resigned from the position, and in his email, he suggests that the Attorney General is jumping the gun by doing away with a 40-year-old non-interference policy for ballot fraud investigation. And so this is an effort just for him to give them permission to come straight to him, not to go through the channels, not to do anything, just in order to make Donald Trump happy. On the same, or in the same week as the Attorney General has sent out this memo on Monday, today it was announced that the state of Texas has notched 1 million coronavirus cases, 1 million, leading the country.
Yes.
At the same time, I wanted to call him something else, but he is the lieutenant governor. His name is Dan Patrick. He put out a reward for people to come up with voter fraud. They're not concerned about 1 million cases of coronavirus in this state. 1/10 of the nation cases are in the state of Texas. He's not concerned about that. He's concerned about toadying up to Donald Trump and those cats in Washington, cats and kittens in Washington, in order to come up with $1 million reward for people to lay claim to voter fraud.
This is how strong President Trump is. You got to understand.
For tips of voter fraud.
This is how strong. And you know how that's playing in the White House? That's a guy who's loyal to me and is on my side. Mm-hmm. Every single person who talks about Donald Trump talks about how he craves loyalty. And a move like this,
where's my Roy Cohn?
Is just right. It's just going to be, I'm loyal to you, Donald Trump. I know this is not going to give us anything, but I'm showing you here. This is what it's sickening. It's like, I'll be clear, it's sickening.
They announced tonight on the news that they think they have found 4 cases in Georgia where a dead person voted.
4?
4. So Trump's lawyer was all on the news talking about, see, this is what we talking about, and this is why we doing that. And the newscaster said, you do know you're behind by like 14,000. Before you get all excited.
Yeah.
and even they interviewed one of the women who had passed away, her husband, and he said, well, it's unfortunate that somebody voted in my wife's name. He said, but it happens all the time. He said, he was kind of like, it's no big deal. We only got 4 people.
In the city of Chicago, that's like the first hour.
It's like, here's your birth certificate. Here's your right to vote more than once.
Right.
Welcome to the Windy City.
So
one thing I wish they were talking more about. Yeah, just putting it in context when they have this discussion on every news channel is that, of course, we'd expect more challenges because there's been more write-in vote. There's been more because of COVID. Like that there's not more time of voting challenges to COVID is a mystery to me. Every time I would open my mouth about counting the vote, I would say, well, this is an unusual year because of COVID, right? We've never had over just under 2/3 of all votes. No. 2/3 of all the votes cast before Election Day, right? So these are going to bring challenges. We expect to find more challenges. What we won't find is widespread systematic fraud. Yeah. Why that's not the message going forward, I don't understand. People get caught up in playing the game in Donald Trump's words, and we lost last time we did that with Donald Kaepernick and love and country and family and flag. Mm-hmm.
So here's the other thing. Is it the New York Times or the Washington Post? I want to say today, they polled all 50 states of the commissioners of the state of elections. And not one of them, not one could point to widespread fraud, voter fraud anywhere. Right. And to your point, Stephen Hill, it is an unusual year and you do expect these things, but they're saying it and they're still not getting the point. And I don't know if you can answer this, Myra, but Julie Hazel on Facebook is asking, did they die between the time they voted and Election Day?
No, but and I don't know this because this woman died in 2019.
Okay, well, that was before Election Day.
But I did see, and I don't know if it's Georgia. I don't think it is, where a woman died. She was sick, but she wanted to cast her ballot, and they pulled it and said, no, you can't do. And which I thought was so unfair.
I thought that was unbelievably unfair. I agree with you. Yeah, she cast her vote. She died, and they said we're pulling it.
Yep. Shame on you, Donald Trump. I know that was him. That's one for me.
Right. Yeah. So all of this continues. Members of his administration, 4 leading Republicans, just 4 in the United States Senate, have come forth to congratulate Joe Biden. And that's 4 out of 50.
They said more foreign leaders have called him than Republicans. That's why I'm pissed at them, because you want to talk about making America great and we're such a great democracy and blah, 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 blah. But yet and still you sit on your little haunches and won't do anything and won't say anything, following this guy like he's the keeper of the Holy Grail or something.
Because everything is about 2 things. 1, like I mentioned before, their next election, and 2, the next election, which is January 5th. They have to appear strong. They have to appear strong, but for everything, January 5th is everything. Like you are in the
It really is.
January
it doesn't matter where
everything.
you are. It's everything.
By the way, January 5th is the runoff election for the 2 Senate races in Georgia. That's what January 5th is, that date.
Let me just say this for everybody listening. If you know somebody in Georgia, please reach out to them. to get them to vote. If you got $5, $2, give to John Ossoff and Reverend Warnock. These are the two Democrats running for the Senate seat. When I tell you these Republicans are coming with the multi-million, they've already said that what's her name, Kelly Loeffler, who's a rich woman, has already put up 15 million of her own money. This is just between now and January. They have to have money to run these ads and get the word out. And trust me, it's an uphill climb, but we can do it. Who knew Georgia would go anywhere near blue? You know? So I also encourage everybody in Georgia, let's early vote again. You can request your absentee ballot and early vote.
And here's the additional part to that, Myra, and that is 18-year-old voters. If you are 18 by January 5th, which is the runoff election, you can register to vote.
Yes.
If you are 18, so if you weren't able to participate in the November election, but you will be 18 by January 5th, those young people can vote. And registration is from now until December 7th, Myra, I want to say. And so that's also critical, getting that youth re-energized again to get them out there.
Yes, please. It is so important, because if we tie the Senate with these two seats, the tiebreaker,
Kamala Harris.
Yes.
The Vice President-elect.
Yes. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris is the tiebreaker. So we can get some things done, and they just won't sit on Mitch McConnell's desk to die.
Yeah. I don't think you can push that home enough, Myra, because as of right now, the Republican running for the U.S. Senate in Alaska was just declared the winner. Mm-hmm. And so now the Republicans have 50 seats. They have 50 people on their side. If you get these two to win the Democratic races in the runoff, then you have your tie. And the vice president comes in and breaks all of those important ties.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look. It is crucial to register, because you have until what days to register?
December 7th.
Until December 7th to register. It is going to take everyone out there. Don't be fooled by. Reverend Warnock had a great showing. Remember, Republicans were splitting the vote.
Yes.
Right? So the percentage between his two runoffs, and now there's only one. They'll be able to galvanize behind.
Yes.
You've got to get everybody's going to come out, and so everybody in the state gets to vote for each senator, right?
Yep.
Right, and so you can, if logic holds, like every senator is going to get the same vote, right? All the Democrats are probably going to get a couple of thousand of each other. There's very few people who are going to split that ticket, so it's going to be crucial that everybody who can get a vote is out there. I'm so glad that Stacey Abrams has already started that. Just keep the momentum going. Keep the momentum going. So.
Yep. Yeah, keeping the momentum is right. And once again, kudos to those people. But however many more people they can register now. If you felt like, oh, I missed it. Oh, I really, this is it, and it's so crucial. It's so crucial to the next 4 years.
Yes.
Or at least the next 2 years, but definitely, I believe the next 4 years of the success of the Biden administration.
Yeah.
Anthony Sanders off of Facebook asks, do you think Trump will still try to run things with the Republican Party when he's out of office?
Oh, yeah. Give it. Yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
Have you just tuned in, didn't you? you just tuned in. No, I understand. No, don't worry about it. No, I understand. You just turned in. I think the answer we would all agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. He's doing it now. He's going to do it out of office. He's going to run. He's going to run in 2024. He is going to run in 2024, and he is going to have a very big effect on what happens in the midterm elections, because people, even out of a presidency, they're going to love hearing stuff that's out of his mouth for entertainment, and they're going to take it seriously.
And all of the money that he is going to raise now, as he says, in order to file lawsuits in these various states for election fraud and what have you, first of all, that's going to for his lawsuits, his own personal lawsuits, and the cases that he has against him, as well as so like you guys were saying, $1, for my lawsuits and $2 for my next election campaign. Yeah, and it's going to be like that. Yeah, absolutely. Because he's got a number of cases. And talking about the things that people are doing, we did a story this week about a sheriff in Arkansas who got on a right-wing website and encouraged people to do everything they can to the Democrats who are supporting, or to all of those who are supporting Joe Biden. Throw water in their faces, slap them around, all of this kind of nonsense. He put this on in public on a website, and of course he had to resign. Or I was hoping that he was just fired. But this is the kind of thing that's going to continue for the next few years, as you're talking about, Steve, and hoping that we're going to have some sort of not as Myra said, we're not going to have a kumbaya moment, but definitely one in which people can work together.
Yeah,
it's really
if Biden is able to make his tax plan work, like he said he's going to do the first thing. Everybody under $400,000 getting their taxes cut or not having them raised. If he can show that and market that to work for everybody, I think he has an opportunity, right? That's the thing that's close to me on the table that he can show. See, I'm for everybody. I'm not just for us. Right?
Yeah.
He's gonna piss off some rich people, but I think some people he's really got to get with him is the people on the red states, people for whom like that extra 10 or 20% is going to mean something to them. So hopefully that'll happen.
I didn't come up with this, but I saw this on Facebook, and people started listing the things as to why they should not be worried about their taxes being raised. And one of the pictures said, if you got a bunch of plastic bags under your sink, you don't have to worry about your taxes being raised. If your ceiling in your apartment or your house look like that spackle up there, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about your stuff being raised. If you still got a kid in your house that's mixing, what color Kool-Aid y'all want?
You don't have to
worry about your taxes being raised.
That's crazy.
You don't have to worry about it.
Hey, Jay, just give me the red. The red. The red today, great. Thanks, bro.
They celebrate because their taxes not being raised. Yeah.
Okay. So here we are, Columbus, and this is not Columbus, Georgia. This is Columbus, Ohio. Before we do this, Dr. K. Woods on YouTube says, if we give free MARTA passes out for a vote cast, we will top the vote in Atlanta alone. So MARTA is the rapid transit. And so giving out MARTA passes for a vote cast, they'll tip the vote in Atlanta alone. Interesting. A lot of conversation about Uber and those guys and participating in the elections, if they did or not, last week. But now this is another way, because MARTA is the way a lot of people move around that city, especially, right?
Mm-hmm. But once again, however it takes to get there, to do it. Right now the weather's beautiful. I'm sitting here sweating. It's like 75 degrees. We got the whole little tropical thing going on. Y'all know Georgia. We might have Ice Mageddon come January.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Don't wait till the day. Cast your vote as soon as you can.
Yeah, and look at what happened with early voting just last month. So it's a good time to remind people of all of that's going on.
I'm gonna miss Trump for that reason. I mean, I've kind of enjoyed this global warming, like the 75 degrees the last couple of days, and 75 degrees in DC. With Biden, we're probably gonna do that whole Paris climate.
The climate accord. Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Me wearing shorts tomorrow versus saving the planet.
Think about it.
All right, I'll come back to you. Anyhow.
Okay. At the end of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This happened in Columbus, Ohio, in which Detective Eric Cornett, along with three other current or former Black officers, is suing the city of Columbus, Ohio, in federal court. The city council approved $475,000 in settlements with a fourth officer who says he faced retaliation for reporting racist misconduct by a white officer. Officer Cornett, who is a part of this group of Black officers, is a veteran of 23 years, left after learning that a white sergeant by the name of Eric Moore called him the N-word and monkey and allegedly threatened to kill him. Okay, the N-word and the monkey, sticks and stones, but the threats to kill him and the fact that this guy wasn't wasn't arrested and put in jail for threats. The threat of violence resulted in the department offering to protect his family by placing an empty police cruiser in front of his house.
Wait a minute. Wait. Empty.
An empty police cruiser, because that's really going to turn people off. You know, you see an empty police car. Oh, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go.
Especially a police officer.
Yeah.
It slows me down on the highway. I give you that much.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess from somebody's house, somebody like, oh shoot, the cruiser. Wait, there's nobody in the cruiser? Like I can't see it. I'm going fast, right?
Right. So, as a result of this, the threats of violence, his wife obtained a permit to carry a weapon, and they began regularly checking their vehicles for tracking devices. It got to be too much, and he forfeited hundreds of thousands of dollars in retirement and benefits, sold his house below market value, took a lower paying job in South Carolina to escape the threats. So far, Moore has received a written reprimand for his actions. He called the allegations against him untrue, but said he wasn't authorized to speak to the media. And of the police department, the mayor's office said, we know that systemic racism exists, not just in Columbus Division, but in every aspect of our community. And the mayor is committed to rooting it out. Well, the fact that this man just has a letter in his file, it just boggles the mind. It just, and Columbus, Ohio is really, I mean, I hate to sound very trite, but it's a lovely town.
It is my daughter's there. Hello, Pam.
Hey, Pam.
What's up, Colleen?
And salute to you, Pam, on this Veterans Day.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Salute to Pam and to Michael on Veterans Day.
Yes.
And your granddaughter.
Yep. That's where they all go when they want to leave their mama.
Oh, Myra. If we leave open the lines, I'm sure every town has stories like this, no matter how idyllic or bucolic the city is. There's going to be these stories of racial intimidation, of racial threats and epithets and things like that. But it's just, this man, their whole lives just completely flipped. He lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in his retirement and his benefits, took a lower paying job, had to move, all of that entails trying to get away from this. And I hope that they really, really win this case and win it big.
Big time.
I really hope the settlement is such that it's big. So, speaking of Ohio, and just as we are I want to take a break in some of the heaviness, Stephen, and ask you if you saw Saturday Night Live with your boy.
I did. So good. I had to watch it twice, actually. I thought it was spectacular. I thought his monologue was incendiary. It was risky. There were words I don't particularly like hearing on television or in my ear ever, but they kind of fit. So I couldn't be mad. And him playing Dennis Haysbert as the Allstate.
I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to see that.
Oh my gosh!
So did you see any of it, Myra?
The monologue, yes.
Okay, you saw the monologue.
Yes.
Okay, so they did this bit with all of the old Black faces products, Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, and a part of that was Dennis Haysbert as the Allstate guy. And so it was so beautifully done. It was so funny, and with Dave Chappelle as the Allstate guy, as Dennis Haysbert, it was really, really well done.
I'm gonna have to find that.
a couple of good bits. Myra, as a comedian, that's your toughest show, obviously, to do Saturday Night Live, and a lot of pressure is put on you to do a monologue, especially. But how would you grade the monologue of Dave Chappelle and Saturday Night Live?
I give him an A minus. I'm a Dave Chappelle fan.
Of course.
So, but what I like about Dave Chappelle, he makes you think. I love comedy. I love all kinds of comedy. I love physical comedy. I love blue humor, the whole thing. But I really appreciate wit.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Gregory, D.L. Hughley, Richard Pryor. When you go,
Hey.
you know, yeah. And Dave Chappelle has wit. I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Why an A minus?
Because I feel like there's always room for improvement.
All right.
That's what the teachers used to tell me when I would ask, how did I get an A plus? Because there's always room for improvement. Damn it.
I was watching an old. Speaking of wit, I was watching an old Chris Rock. I think he's witty as well. And it's when the wit comes quick, you go like, "Oh damn!" And it was a simple line. I'm gonna mess it up. He said like, "Humans, we're the only people who hunt when we're full." Like it's just a simple line, but it's like, that's right.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Hunt when we're full.
I made a reference to coronavirus in the state of Texas and going over 1 million cases of coronavirus in this state where I live. We're now over 10 million. The United States surpassed that over the weekend. And they're predicting that we could be over that by the end of, we could be over the 10 million, close to 1 million, if not more, by the end of the year. And this time of year especially is just COVID attraction time. As we get colder, as people are closed in more and not outside and able to get some fresh air, and as the holidays are coming about. I don't know if you guys are concerned about this. I am, and just thinking in terms of how you'll spend your Thanksgiving and your Christmas, in terms of people that you would normally spend the holidays with, and will you or will you not?
Well, you know, I've been sitting here talking to bugs for the last 8 months. So. Ain't no big damn deal to me. You know, I done named a couple of ladybugs and stuff.
Yeah.
So funny. I was talking to my son a couple of nights ago, and he comes over occasionally, and we always wear masks and we social distance. And so he says, "So, Mom, Thanksgiving," and I was like, "Uh-huh." He says, "So what's happening?" I was like, "Well, I'm not cooking. I'm not doing anything." He's like, "Uh-huh. So we doing tapas or what? What we ordering?" He was like, basically, I know he wanted to say, "Mom, that's a bullshit. You gonna do something because I'm coming over there." He was like, "So, yeah. So what you want me to bring?"
Right. Yeah. We doing this.
Right. We doing this. Get it out your head. You want me to sit on the deck? Okay, fine. But I just thought it was so funny because to be honest, I guess because I've lived alone for so long that for me, I have no problem sitting up here watching Twilight Zone reruns and ordering a pizza. Seriously.
Right.
Steven's giving me that face. It could be
I understand that, by the way. I understand that.
Because I think you just hit his soft spot there.
For real.
And then Burgess Meredith crushed his glasses. Twilight Zone player. There was nothing on the wing, William Shatner. What? Come on. Don't.
Oh, golly. And I just thought I would go through and watch The Crown on Thanksgiving Day, the fourth season. Yeah.
I understand for some people who come from very, very large families, and it's a big family tradition, but you know, we always get together for Thanksgiving. For me, my words to you is, you do something virtual, to live to get together, and you'll appreciate each other more
holiday.
next Thanksgiving or next Christmas or next New Year's or next Big Mama birthday. You don't have, trust me, I've spent many a Thanksgiving by myself and Christmas. The world does not shut down because you don't do the traditional thing.
Right.
Tradition is what's in your heart.
Right.
Family is in your heart and your mind. You don't have to physically be together because it's what you always do. What we need to be thinking about is surviving, because Black and brown people are dying at much higher rates. Isn't it in El Paso where they have doubled the number of refrigerator trucks?
Yes, because
they
can't keep up with the number of deaths that are occurring in South Texas. Yeah.
We have I know this is the holiday season. It's just gonna be me and Amazon. I don't give a dang if I don't see nobody. I'm just as happy. I will be sitting up here going, now I just want to see what about this 90% rate on this shot.
Right. So Steve, and we're talking about the vaccine, not the tequila.
Then I have nothing to say. No.
What about you? Because your family is all spread out, one coast, the other coast, up, down. What do you think you're going to do?
So Thanksgiving has never meant a lot to me. It's always cool. I'm fine. Christmas means everything to me. It comes from growing up. My grandmother meant everything to my grandmother because she didn't have when she was young. So she made them big family affairs. And so that's the thing. So Thanksgiving, I'm going back to paradise. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm going back to I'm going back to paradise Thanksgiving. But Christmas is a challenge because my mother's on the East Coast and she's said she's not traveling, and my nephews and my brother and my sister-in-law are on the West Coast, and they said they're not traveling. And so I've got to either travel both places or somehow get to the point where I just can't see them. And so I'm not sure where I am yet. Either way, I'm planning on the 2 weeks before really hunkering down and then getting a test if I go travel either place. But I should do what Myra does. Myra said, like, be by yourself, zoom it in. But I've been able to give up a lot during this time, but like giving up seeing the family for Christmas holiday specifically would probably be the toughest of all of it.
Yeah. I think that's you guys are not alone in your consideration about the holidays and what's going to happen. And Myra, the point you made just really hit me, is that you do without this year so that you can celebrate that person next year, and especially Big Mama's birthday or Thanksgiving and Christmas with Big Mama the year after, because not only Black and brown people, but older people, and even to an extent, we're hearing more cases of kids being affected by this. And so
there was a 5-year-old. There was a 5-year-old
in Texas.
Yes.
In Texas, the 5-year-old who was like, your 5-year-old is fine, and then all of a sudden, 5-year-old was not fine. So
just listening to Joy Reid, she was filling in for Nicole Wallace today, and talking about a 13-year-old boy, no existing preconditions, and it hit him and took him out. He was killed by the disease. So just these are considerations. And one of the other things that people are talking about is that colleges and universities are going to be sending their kids home at Thanksgiving, not to return for the rest of the semester. The semester is going to be over for all intents and purposes for them. Do they go home and then get with their families and the possibility of the disease, or how are they going to handle that? One young person who's in Yale said that they've already had the discussion. He, his mom, dad, and his sibling, they're all going to be in different rooms of the house or different places in order to have a Zoom Thanksgiving.
That's what I heard a doctor mention today. She said it won't be easy, but you may want to have your college kids have to quarantine themselves. Because even though the rest of the family may have been doing the right thing, this kid has been away in college. You don't know what party they just went to within the last 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
before they left. And so they
Oh,
highly
heck
suggested
yeah.
that.
I mean, the SEC might come to a stumbling crash as far as football is concerned because of the number of coronavirus cases that exist amongst their players and staff, and so it's if it's happening on the football team, you know it's happening other places on those campuses as well. So
Shout out Pfizer, who developing a vaccine and were smart enough to not announce it until after the election.
and took advantage of the time of the head of Pfizer to tell the president, this is not political. This is about the safety and keeping people alive in your country, not about holding it until after the election. Whether you believe that or not.
That's what we did. Although we did
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah,
what we did.
but we didn't take place and you're not paying us for this. We're doing this because we want to save lives. And shout out to you, as well as the others that are really close to providing some sort of relief. And with that in mind, any changes about getting the vaccine?
Well, I was like, no, I'm gonna wait. But the one that they said it has a 90% thing,
The Pfizer?
I'm not gonna be the first in line, but I might be in the line looking to see the reaction. Like, let's see if they fall out. I want to see if you grow a third breast out your shoulder or something. I just want to see what the reaction.
I think Stephen Hill would like that.
I know it's so convenient.
Can I pocket some and take them home?
Because I honestly think that if this vaccine works, and I know a whole lot of people are like, no, I ain't taking it. Well, I know as African Americans, we haven't had the best history in America when it's come to medicine, but we get polio shots and all these other shots. So if it's a vaccine that works, yes, I will take it, and so will that dog. Because I will take it because next summer I want to travel.
Yeah.
That's my main thing. Not only do I want to get out the house, I want to get the frick out the country. Right. So I really want to travel, and I'm hoping that by next summer, next fall, we can be mobile enough that enough people have been vaccinated. Like they said, it's not just enough to have the vaccine. People have to get vaccinated to actually bring down the cases. So
right. Steve?
Not getting the vaccine, I'm good. Not getting it. Okay. Not me. Nope.
Okay.
Nope, not me. Well, okay. I say that since I've had it already, and I realize it's probably not going to kill me. There's only been a couple of instances, even when people get it again, where the second one, usually the first one is worse than the second one. Yeah. Only a couple where it's been flipped, and I'm gonna play the odds on that.
Okay.
Until people are like,
what about you, Sybil?
I'm just thinking about getting a flu shot this year. I don't even know.
Do you have your flu shot yet?
I have not gotten it yet.
I got my flu shot.
I don't know why. I don't have a good reason for it, because every time I get emails and saying, come get your flu shot and all that stuff, I just haven't done it yet. And it's on me. It really is. And I usually, but here's the thing, I usually get it right when I go home to Chicago for Christmas. But since I'm probably not going to do that this year, I'm going to do that now. Yeah.
Good idea.
Here is, we mentioned that it's Veterans Day, and as we close out, I want to give a shout out first of all, to Lieutenant Colonel Doris Armstrong Daniels, a first Black woman, first woman in the woman of color in the U.S. Marine Corps. Her interest in the military began as a child in Mississippi, and she's has just gone very far. She obviously, as I said, she is a lieutenant colonel. From 1972 to 99, she became the first woman deployed to Okinawa on a permanent basis, the first woman in a combat zone, and the first Black female United States Marine Corps lieutenant colonel, serving as commanding officer of the Military Entrance Processing Command in Atlanta, and is the first Black female battalion commander in logistics and supply base in Albany, Georgia. She was in charge of 3 companies consisting of 1,200 men and 10 women. And also want to thank our social activists, our young Coy Malone, who brought Lieutenant Colonel Doris Armstrong Daniels to our attention. And we salute all the veterans and thank them for their service, as well as their families who have done their part in supporting and the soldiers' parts of keeping us safe. And here we are, able to talk about an election and all that comes with saving and showing strength for our country. So thank you.
Democracy.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone who voted. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Myra, that was a big part of the votes that they were waiting for was from the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you once again, Myra J. I know that you probably got some work to do. Stephen Hill. Stephen Hill.
Yeah.
Where can we find you tomorrow night?
Sunglass and Soul Music. Instagram Live tomorrow night, Thursday night at 7 p.m.
Right up against George Wallace and me. Thanks.
Celebratory music, but I won't play too much good stuff in the first hour.
Okay.
And then Saturday night on Heart and Soul, Sirius XM, Channel 48. Who am I talking to this week? I think Ralph Tresvant this week. I have Ralph Tresvant. Yeah, I was determined to get New Edition back together. I'm getting New Edition back together.
Tell Ralph I said hi.
I shall.
Tell him Sybil said, "Hey, Ralph."
What a great guy and a cool human being, and wish him and that group the best.
Yeah, getting them back together. Yeah.
I'm going all the way for it. I'm going.
Okay.
For it.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. All right. And then of course we will be recording our podcast from Ha-Has to Ahas, and you can find that on all of the podcast platforms. All right, y'all. Tomorrow is George Wallace Day, and we are also going to be paying tribute to the sisters of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Tomorrow's their Founders Day.
All right.
Will join us in. Rashida Liberty is the president of Sigma Gamma Rho. She'll be joining us.
Okay.
Go out there, be careful, be safe, mask up, wash your hands, and don't cover that with your hands. Get a real mask. Oh, do we have the mask? Do we have the mask? I'm gonna show you what Yolanda bought for us. We have new masks.
Oh, all right. I want to see.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
I do like the styles of mask styles.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, this is gonna be a reveal.
It's like glasses. It's glasses and nose. It's like
can we get music? Marks. Can we get?
Oh, very.
I see you breathing. That looks like one of those pilot things.
It's very Silence of the Lambs. Very.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, a Lecter, Hannibal Lecter.
A nice Kavati.
Yes. I like it.
Hello, Clarice.
No, Clarice, that is not. It's
Clarice.
not what he covets. It's not what he wants. It's what he covets, Clarice.
But you know what, Myra? Now we can wear lip gloss.
I know, and stop getting it all on the inside of our mask.
Yes, exactly. Okay. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, you guys. Look for you next Wednesday. We will see you here tomorrow, everybody, what you need to know. Have a good one.
Be good. Bye-bye.